so like what, 3 to 4 paragraphs. The last paragraph, of course, contact me if you're interested. Yes.
And also, I think that when you're applying for multinational jobs, especially in Malaysia, your English must be concise. Make sure the language is good. If you think you're not confident of the language that you have written in your letter, get it proofread. Get someone to read it, fix the language, and then make sure you speak English enough with your friends and family so when you do go for the interview, you can communicate smoothly with the interviewer. I guess that's pretty much it. And just one very important point, something I find very, very annoying. Even my employers used to complain to me that it's very annoying. When you send your resume to an employer, your email address, if it's something funny like Putri Cintaku Rama-Rama 765, I'm not going to even click on that attachment. Because you have to show you are into this whole professional development thing. Have an email address specifically made for sending out CVs. Yeah, so questions?
I'm just wondering, at the skills section, can we like include things like we did like self-taught, you know, like for example, like you learn how to use Bloomberg or the stuff like you use YouTube and all. Can we like
if it is relevant to the job that you're applying for, and if it's not relevant, but you can think of a way that it is relevant, and when the employers ask you about it, you must have an answer. Don't just simply put things because it looks nice. You have to think it through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing to write in a CV is something that you can't back it up.
Yeah.
They will know it, they will sense it, and it looks pretty bad.
I think being able to use Bloomberg is a good thing, and you should put it there. But you don't have to say that I learned it myself. You know, you say experience in using Bloomberg, and then at the interview they'll ask you, "Oh, how'd you do it?" And actually, it's a good strategy, good tactics, because when you're showing initiative to learn this, and it's, because I'm so interested, I find it really blah blah blah, and what's coming across in your interview, in the communication with the interviewer, is that you want you to learn. You know, you have what's the word I'm missing about the passion, and also the desire to improve, the initiative, you know. So these are the things that, you know, you want to be communicating, but you put it, the word initiative, you know, you can find it on the CV all the time, but you also, when it comes to the next interview session, that's where you want to show all this, okay?
Anything else?
I think just now one lady asked, if let's say there's not enough work experience, how do you write? Right? Yeah.
Not enough work experience.
Not enough or nothing?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing. That's where sort of your extracurricular activities come in. It's not on top of the list, but if you don't have any work experience, extracurricular activities and having a position in there helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you highlight that how maybe even if you're just a member of a team, you don't hold the leadership role. It's okay. Just say that you're a member of the team who is able to work in a team environment and contribute positively. Yeah, that kind of stuff. You goreng with it.
and actually, I think one of the main messages coming from this workshop is about it's not about how to write a CV, but how to build a CV. So if you don't have lots of things to write on your CV, then that means probably that you should go out there, you know, as the professor was saying earlier, you know, join environmental social activities and all that.
It's not that I don't have this stuff, it's just that some companies, most companies would look at those who have work experience more than...
That is true. What year are you in at the moment? Sorry? Final year, okay. Alright. Do you have anything to say?
I think I can understand the frustration. I can understand the frustrations. because in Big Four, sometimes I can see my partners will have their friends, sons, interning when they are only 18. By the time they graduate, they already have 3-4 work experience in their CV. But you know, we still have to find a way to compete, unfortunately.
Is it safe to say that any work experience is work experience? I think that would be safe. I mean,
Yes.
not everyone's going to apply for the biggest company to start off with. I started big, and then I went to a smaller consultancy firm that put me in a comfortable place. And for me, they thought that any work experience is work experience as long as it builds your character and it teaches you something new to take on roles and responsibilities. So even if you were, say, in your studies, I know there are some PhD researchers who work as a librarian at a university. That is work experience. You are dealing with people, you are dealing with systems, and you're dealing with organizing things. So I could say that's kind of safe to put in. And yeah, extracurricular, not just in the university, go beyond that. There are so many things to do. I'm in the environmental sector, there's so many NGOs that would love to take people in to organize stuff for them, so yeah.
I have a question. Are you guys in like final year or second year? First year. First year out of 3?
Yeah.
Wow.
So then that's great. That's great. That's good. Because as you rightly said, it's about building the city.
And I think that was one of the main aims why we were targeting actually more to first year and second year students for this workshop.
Good. Because it's probably a good idea to just find a CV that you like for someone who's just graduated. Yeah? A really good CV. I'm sure you can find it on the internet or these guys. Maybe I'll just borrow Adam's CV. Get a job at KPMG. So then you're all doing different courses. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's the question this interview will ask.
No. This is not in an interview. I'm telling you, yourself. You know, you are here in 5 years' time. Where are you? What do you want to be? Are you steeped in that occupation that you've planned? I mean, I don't want to ask about 10-year plan, 15-year plan. I'm just talking about just right after university. You are in university because you are trying to build a career, to start a career. So where are you? Can you please go home and ask that question, where you want to be? Because once you have answered that question and re-answer it over a few times, then you can start planning what you want to build actually. You know, what you want, how you want to build your CV. You know, you can't just pick my CV and suddenly like in 5 years time you're an architect, like, you know? Yeah. So you look at what you want to do, what you want to be like in 5 years time, and then get a simple CV or a good CV to copy and then build on it. If you're in the first year, my God, you got an amazing, opportunity to build your CV. To be perfectly honest, I'll share a bit of my experience. I was a bit lazy. I went to Bath University, but again, the nature of my course is that there's a lot of coursework, there's a lot of projects, and if you don't attend, you just fail. And anyway, I'm sure some of you have already forgotten what the professor said, Dr. Zainal said earlier. Get out there, get out there. Please go and get a job. Go and get a job, When I chose my university, where to go back then, I said, I didn't want to go to London, it's a bit expensive. I don't want to go to Cardiff because there's nothing like you. I chose Bath because I could get away from Malays. Okay? Because you just, and you tend to, can you please, just, you have 3-4 years to go, you can build a great CV. With a great CV, and you can really get a great education. Because if you don't, you know, you're missing the chance, okay? Because if you do, then I find that your CV will be stronger than any other English person, because we have the dual background, the dual perspective, which is very strong, which is needed in the global world nowadays. Okay, so but get out there and yeah, try. You know, is it you who's doing the work in the museum?
Yes.
Yeah, things like that. I think that in the CV, because to answer this girl's question regarding I'm third year, I haven't got much work experience. Of course, you know, you were in university, but that coming out of the university with a 2-1, working in the museum, helping out in the lab, that is really good. So you should put it in your cover letter, and I think they will most likely read your CV. And okay.
So, any more questions?
Yeah.
It's just like a question. Does it matter who we put as the reference up there?
Well, for me, because I had an internship, so one was my internship boss, and the second was my academic supervisor. Either your thesis one, or you have an overall academic supervisor that guides you throughout your course. So I think you should have 2 at the least, right?
I think usually what nowadays people do is on the CV they just put references available upon request. So
yeah.
then when the employees come to you for a reference, then you give it to them.
Save the pages as well. Keep
Yeah.
it down to 2
Yeah.
pages.
Yeah. Like I would just want to ask, like, I do not have like professional experience, work experience, and I also do. I mean, not everyone can be president in societies. So the one way to go around this is to do volunteer work. So I just want to ask, like, how do you integrate volunteering work that you have done into your CV? Like, how to make your employee appreciate all the volunteering tasks that you have?
I think the first thing to say is employees love volunteering work, absolutely. But if they see that you'll stand out from the crowd.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, if you want to integrate and different characters such as, leadership or whatever, you can say, at the museum, you were in charge of something, from start to finish during that course of things. So you can integrate those sort of good points within that volunteering activity as well, which is a good point as well.
I mean, any volunteer work is a show of initiative for your own interpersonal development. So that's why employers love it so much, because they know that you are able to go out there and communicate with people effectively.
Because I think this is more to technicalities as well, because in the CV they usually classify as professional experience, or you do work internships here and there. So I'm kind of don't know where my volunteering work can
Do
be
you mean in the
classified.
form or on a physical
In
CV?
the CV.
Extracurricular.
So you just
Yeah.
put extracurricular.
Change the head.
Okay.
Yeah, extracurricular doesn't have to be activities that you do within the vicinity of the university. It can be anything. Extracurricular.
Or you can put it as interests and activities.
All that.
Definitely, try and make use of your
Career.
and office career advice. Just and definitely the summer internships. If you can get, just keep trying. Obviously, for graduate internships, the company don't expect you to have any work experience. But if you have this museum experience and volunteer work, definitely. So if in the first year, second year you can't get the summer internship, go and do some Malaysia.
And you don't really have to worry about getting to big companies for your internship. Any company is a company. From my experience, the smaller company is where I learned the most, because you learn to do more things. If you're in a big company, it's good if you can get into it, because they expect you to get on your feet immediately and zoom, there you go. But in smaller companies, they kind of take you step by step, and you tend to learn more in terms of administrative stuff as well. So don't worry too much.
I think I'll add on a bit regarding for those who are looking for experiences. See, there are two types of internships you're going to be looking at. First of all, you have your spring internships. They're probably the easier ones to get because it's only within a week, starting January. The second one is summer internships. First years tend to be a bit more difficult to get summer internships because you'll be competing with those in second years, especially if you're taking social sciences. But engineering tends to be in your third year where you actually specialize because your first 2 years you're generally doing generic engineering until you specialize in the third year. On top of that, things that you can do to do your experiences to add on are things like, let's say you take up a part-time job or for the weekends, because let's say your visa what allows you to have work 20 hours. Unless you're under a sponsorship that doesn't allow you to do that, then go ahead and take up those experiences. Maybe not opt for something like good work in a restaurant maybe, but let's say you take up part-time job maybe as I don't know, maybe a cashier at Tesco, or let's say a help service desk person at a bank. There's a lot of those jobs here in the UK. One of it, the most common ones are like in Lloyd's, in Santander, Barclays. They actually allow students to actually partake in this kind of part-time jobs. So there's really a lot of opportunities you guys can experience. Don't just limit yourself towards saying, oh no, I can't do this. Forget about that rule. Okay, you just need a little bit of confidence and a lot of don't give a damn attitude and go for it. And you'll be very surprised how actually easy it is to actually get those kind of opportunities. I think a lot of those who are in front of you right now, and I think those who have or at least have jobs here in this room, I think all of them had those kind of attitudes, at least to go for something. So have that, go for it, and if you get rejected, keep trying. That's what Mr. Faisal said. And like how Adam said, he understands the frustrations of the student. Then don't give in to those frustrations and go after those opportunities, because there's a lot of those things. You just need to keep on trying to look for them. If you don't look for them and you expect them to come to you, then you're just going to be stuck in that one spot after all. And I think that's all I have to say. Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so it's okay. We got to wrap up this session. However, we have refreshments, and of course, you can approach these people in front of you in an more informal setting. You want some personal feedback about maybe how you are doing right now and what are your concerns. So I guess you can talk to them personally during the refreshments. So yeah, so thank you very much for coming for today's session, and hope to see you in the future in more events to come. Thank you. Yeah, so let's proceed to the back of the hall to enjoy some nasi goreng, I think. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next one.